What up? Twice in one day, right? Look at that. So, give me a second. I'm gonna share the live. We gotta build up the YouTube page. So, uno momento, por favor. How do you do this shit? Okay, bang, bang. Share that. I'm coming. What's up, Lakeisha? What it do? Come on in, have a seat, get comfortable. I got some good things for you today. I got some good things. I know. I know I got you waiting. And you're saying to yourself, well, damn, nigga, how long you want me to sit here and look at you? Look at your goddamn phone. And my answer to that is like 5 more seconds. And then we can begin. Sound good? Thank you for your patience. If you have not already, make sure you like, subscribe, and spread the word. King David is now on YouTube consistently instead of Facebook, Instagram, here and there. We right here, okay? So, I seen this post earlier today when I was on Facebook, which ultimately led me here to this live. If you happen to hear some loud snorting in the background, that is my house partner here, Nila. Okay, she's a French bulldog. However, she apparently is part pig. So, anyway, I was on Facebook earlier. I came across this post titled "Putting a Frog in Water and Boiling It." Okay? So, the analogy was you sit a frog. Some of you may be familiar with this analogy, some of you may not. But the analogy was that you take a frog, right? And you sit a frog in a pot of water. And you gradually heat that water up, right? As you heat that water and the temperature rises, the frog will adjust its body temperature to the water in the pot. However, the frog will stay in the pot all the way up until the water is about to reach boiling point, where the frog can no longer adjust its body temperature. And then when the frog tries to jump out, it no longer has the strength to leave the pot. And ultimately, the frog dies. Okay? So the question at the end of it was, if a frog was in a pot and it could adjust its body temperature as the heat rose, all the way up until boiling point, and the frog did not attempt to jump out of the pot until the water was about to reach boiling point, what killed the frog? Did the boiling water kill the frog? Or did the frog not jumping out while it had the opportunity kill the frog? And I thought that was mad deep as an open-ended question, right? So I sat from this and I was like, damn, and I shared it. Now, it struck me generally when I watched it earlier this morning. It struck me way more personally when I came back across it this evening. Someone liked it and I watched it again. And it brought me to this topic: love, relationships. We all do it. We all are going through first every time we get in the mood, right? But the thing about relationships that causes a lot of the damage, that makes us fearful of new ones, happens when we choose to be the frog. And we don't know when to jump the hell out of a pot. So I wanted to have a discussion today around the idea of staying in a relationship, knowing how much effort to put into a relationship, and knowing when to leave a relationship. And I'm going to base this around my own experiences. When I watched that video, I heard a message for myself. That message for me was, I had been here before. I had been in a relationship, and I was in it, and the water was heating up, and I was adjusting, and adjusting, and I was adjusting. But for me, I wasn't the frog, because there came a point, sorry about that, there came a point where I said to myself, if I stay here any longer, something will die. Something will die. Something between me and you will die. Something in me will die. But something in you alone will die. But something will die. And allow me to talk and be completely, I'm going to be honest, we're going to have a conversation here. I want someone to really use my experience to take something away from this. And for me, it's been long enough that I can talk. Okay? If I were to stay in this, something will die. That was my thought. Sure, I was in love with this person, had been for a long time. Was I currently in a place where it was all peachy? No. However, in love, right? What I saw for myself was this. I had been with a person that I had a connection with. I had a friendship with. I had built trust and honesty and loyalty with. And these things were important to me. These were the things that shaped the importance of this relationship in my life. What I saw was, if I stay in this, because see, what this is today is not what this was yesterday. It's not what this was a year ago. This has changed. Now I'm observing changes. We both are observing the changes in our relationship. But you are saying, if you love me, you stay and you fight. And that's one perspective that a lot of people take in relationships. Fair. My perspective was, I love you enough to leave. Because if I stay, something will die. What we have today, in the midst of the failures that we've naturally gone through as human beings, places we've fallen short that have brought us to this place, what we still have is honesty, loyalty, trust in our relationship. Those are the things that you can leave a relationship and maintain with a person. It is when you stay, when you're out of energy, out of effort, motivation, inspiration, and you're coasting through something with somebody, that you start to go off course and do some shit that you would have never done to them, man. Now they are hurting and they don't care for you anymore, or they have an actual thing against you now because you became that person that did the worst to them of all these. That's the frog. Because now staying too long has killed your entire relationship. You have become a stereotypical ex to them. The kind of ex when you break up with somebody, you stop speaking to them. That's not relationships, and that's not love. And I'm here to tell you that the idea that when you break up with people, they cease to exist in your world, that's not how it works. That's what you do to undeserving people. That's what you do to people who didn't honor you and mistreated you. Just because you have problems with a person in a relationship doesn't amount to to you viewing them as dishonoring you in that relationship. If you still have honor and you walk away at the proper time, then you are able to maintain something of value in that relationship with that person. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. People will stay in a relationship feeling like they're honoring the partner by being present. But they're not present. They're not able to be present anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not able to be the person that they need to be in that relationship anymore. Which that's only going to lead to them doing things that will not honor that relationship anymore. Doing things that will hurt the person that they say they love. I think there has to become a balance and an understanding between partners where, and I'll get to my experience after this, there has to come a balance in partnership where we're able to take the romanticized glasses off for a second about how we look at love. I'm great, Isaiah. Come on into the conversation. I think we need to take the romanticized goggles about how we view love, where whoever we commit to in a love relationship is the knight in shining armor that is supposed to save us from all of our problems and, promise to be there for the rest of our lives and never leave and feel the same way forever and whoopty. And that's super ideal. Sure, that's so ideal. That's ultimate, correct? Yeah, that's what we're ultimately all looking for. But it's not called ultimate for no reason. It's ultimate because that's the end game. That's what you get after all the other things. But that doesn't take away from the importance of each separate relationship interaction as it relates to your growth. Are you following me here? These people have value, even if it's circumstantial. And we shouldn't force ourselves to see relationships with such a permanence that tarnishes the value it always had and always will have over who you became. We have to be able to learn when to walk away. We have to not over-attach ourselves to things in such a way that we can't know when to leave them. With the understanding that an unhealthy attachment to anything is going to deteriorate and bring us more pain than it is going to bring us pleasure. You follow me? So back to how this ties into me. My partner in that time did not see it that way. To him, leaving represented failure. It represented abandonment. And I'm speaking for someone, don't get me wrong. Represented definitely, I think abandonment was the biggest one. But for me, and this is just an example of how two different minds can see a situation totally differently. For me, all of my actions were based out of protection from that fraud in a pop scenario. See, if I stay here, I know me. I'm not me right now. I'm not thinking from my place of solid love, foundation, whoop-de-whoop. My vision that I had has changed. Out of my control. And that is okay. Don't miss any of this. You listening? And that is okay for your vision to change. You must remain honest with yourself. See, the only way that you figure out what it is you want is by going and trying these things out. Okay? You go and you see. You say, okay, I think I want this. I think I want this type of a relationship, this type of a person. I find this type of a person. I have that experience. No matter how true those words were to me in that previous moment of my statement, I will not know whether these words stand until I attempt it. Now, if during my attempt I find new things, or I learn to see things in a deeper way, or look deeper into things, I cannot change that my perspective differs. If my perspective changes, so will my actions. My actions changing are good for nobody. Because I can deny and say I'm fine and we're fine, and you're going to feel, if you're in tune with your partner, you're going to feel every step of the way that this is not the same guy. He doesn't look at me the same. He does not laugh at my jokes the same. He is not as interested in what I have to say. His body language is different. He doesn't put his foot on me on the couch anymore. He's completely fine with having no contact. These are the things that as a partner you're going to see. And it's going to traumatize you all day long. It is going to terrorize you all day long. So it serves nobody for you to live in this. It is the honesty in loving a partner. It takes love to be honest with your partner and say, I love you. I have honestly loved you. I have honored you. Where I have fallen short, I can do nothing but apologize. But after examining myself, where I am now, if I am with you, I will hurt you. I don't possess what I would need for myself to honor you, because I no longer can see the complete picture for myself. What I see happening if I do that, as I see us losing things as it relates to the honor of our relationship, whether that be in friend or partner, but the honor, the memory that this was a person who came into my life and benefited my life, a person who invested themselves into me, wanted better for me. That's what you want to maintain in the relationship that you're in. If you get to a point for yourself where you sense that you can't do that, you need to hop out the pot. You're not doing anyone a favor by staying in something any longer than you are supposed to. Because the way you're going to do someone that you are no longer feeling you need to be with is everything but right. It don't matter what you try to do, you will fall short. Because the only way for someone to believe your expressions of love, unless you're a con man, is for them to be authentic and real. For people to be able to feel what it is you say. If you don't believe it, you can't fake it, homie. We have to know when to hop out the pot. Are you willing? Ask yourself, do you love your partner enough? I had to ask myself this. To walk away from them and hurt them now in order to save them from hurt later. Are you willing to play the bad guy? Are you willing to be misunderstood by them, your friends, whoever, family? Are you willing to do that? Because that's what true love is. See, true love is seeing the end game, not the quick version. The quick version is they're going to be mad at me. The quick version is they might stop speaking to me. The quick version is they're going to see me as this. I know what they're going to assume. They're going to think they're right about all the things they've been saying all this time, and they're not right. I know that. But guess what? What I also know is whether it takes 2, 3, 5, 10 years. Eventually, when they heal from this, they will be able to step back and they'll see exactly what my intent was. They'll see me for who I am. They will realize I honored them by my decisions once they are in a place where they're happy with where they are. Because, see, when somebody just lost something that they weren't ready to give up, they're not going to be able to be in a space to see clearly. Like, you have to be okay with that. Sometimes it's a beautiful thing when you can sit down at a table and somebody can say, I totally get it. I agree. I'm okay with this. Let's be friends and move forward. Sure. But that's not real life all the time. We also have to be okay with letting things go. And the only way to do that is to stop viewing things with such permanence. And that is a bit of a challenging concept for a society that has been fed Disney movies their entire life. But if we look around, you can call it the times, whatever. If you look around, you'll be met with the reality that many people's relationships have not been, and will not be permanent. Marriages are not always permanent. You look around at generations that came before you, and you look at their dynamics in their relationships, and you say to yourself, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want what my aunt and my uncle got. I think they love each other, sure. But they don't look like they're in love. They don't seem happy with one another. That's not what I want. So how can I have what I want? Well, I gotta be honest with myself. At every step, I gotta be honest with myself. I have to be willing to do constant assessments of my relationships with others and my relationship with myself. Because see, I come first. I come first. Because if I'm not good, I can't be good to nothing around me. If I'm not good, if I'm not happy, at peace, of sound mind, I'm of no use to anybody anyway. So I gotta come first. And if something does not edify me, through my assessment, I recognize, because you say, sure, somebody edify me if I'm with them, sure, but if through assessment, you recognize at a different space, in a different place, something in your life does not edify you anymore. Not that this isn't a good person, or not that you don't love this person, but something does not edify you. And there is a need for action. That action can come in the form of first conversation, many conversations, many small changes, maybe, in dynamics, many attempts at whatever you can think of. But once you've exhausted all of your options, if you exhaust all of your options, you have to know when to say, this is life. This happens. I don't have an expectation of permanence on things. Therefore, I can at least hypothesize whether or not this is somewhere I need to remain. Once you begin hypothesizing, if you love a person, it won't just accidentally fall into you leaving them. You'll have to think about that. But at any moment, you recognize, you look at your partner and you say, could I see myself spending the rest of my life with this person? That one, not who that's going to be, who that could be. Can I see myself spending the rest of my life with whoever this person is today? If the answer is no, something has to happen. And that should be your checks and balance for anything you're in. If you're over 25 years old and you have a value of partnership and or marriage, you shouldn't be staying in any relationship that when you do your weekly, monthly, annual checks and balance assessments of the relationship and its standings, and you ask yourself, could I see myself marrying this person and spending the rest of my life with them? If you find yourself answering no, that tells you something. This ain't that and that ain't this. Even if this right now feels great, understand that this is for now. Don't think, romanticize, allow yourself to hope and envision a future, because that is what's dangerous in love. Hope, faith, and future are what's dangerous in love, because that's where you get stuck. So you're not stuck in what's already happened between your relationship. You're stuck at what the things you thought that were happening meant for the future in your relationship. And how when something changes, whatever years you have planned ahead, now you have no idea what the fuck you're going to do with them. So hope, faith, and future with another person is what can be dangerous. So you have to be realistic with yourself about where you are with whom, or else you're going to be allowing yourself to sit in a situation unaware of the fact that you're wasting your good energy, time, and effort. Love ain't no game, my nigga. It's exhausting, my nigga. It's very beautiful and beneficial, but it's work. And the more serious you take your relationship, the more serious relationship you've been in, then you understand the level of work it takes, the level of outward work it takes, and internal work it takes to be in a successful relationship. Because a relationship is going to confront you with all the things that you need to work on. True shit. So it's just, all I wanted to share with you was just some information from my perspective, some wisdom on when to stay, when to leave, what are the things to ask yourself, what is a check and a balance for you knowing whether you should be in something with somebody. I feel like we don't have a lot of guidance as it relates to, do I leave, do I stay? And we're always stumped when we're trying to fish through a situation. And often we allow our feelings for that person to fuck us over and make us stay longer when we do this check and balance. But it's, can I see myself spending my life with them? Yes or no? Do you want to spend your life with somebody? Yes or no? Is that what you're looking for right now? Yes or no? If you say no, cool. Stay. Have fun. Live it up. You have no end game. There is no ultimate for you. So it doesn't matter. Have fun. But if you're not that person, if you are looking for ultimate, if this is what this is all about, then what are you doing here? You're not getting no younger. You're not getting no more. Your skin ain't getting no more sappier, nigga. It's only going to get older. You're going to get older. You'll have less energy. Your bones going to ache. You're going to feel like doing less shit. You're going to have less life left. So we should be making decisions in good timing. Because when we don't have the ability to know when to make a move, ultimately, we're going to kill something. We're going to lose something that matters within ourselves, within our relationships, within our interactions. We might even lose an opportunity for wisdom because we stay too long. And we might have to do that same thing over again and try to get it right on the next try, just for the universe to allow us to level up. So it's just a thing of knowing how to love other people. Give them that loyalty, that commitment, but also be honoring yourself in your relationships, honoring the other person with the understanding that sometimes walking away is honoring everyone in a circumstance. Sometimes letting someone go is honoring everyone in a circumstance.